I mean, this is something of a home game for you. I'm curious how you're feeling ahead of fight night on Saturday.
Feel great, man. Had a great camp. I'm 100% ready to go. And, you know, UFC comes to the Northeast. I think they know they got to put the steamroller on the card.
Do you see this as an opportunity, like in front of a home crowd? They're going to be going crazy for you. You know that with an emphatic performance here, you can really push yourself up those rankings and make a name for yourself.
Yeah, 100%. You know, this is, you know, a huge fight. I mean, the next fight is always the biggest fight, but this is the highest ranked fighter I've fought. And, you know, the goal from the beginning was to be a world champ. And now I'm fighting number 14 in the world. So once I beat him, I should be ranked up there, and we're on our way to the world title.
You mentioned it's the highest ranked guy you've ever fought. I'm wondering, what's the mindset for that? Is it, wow, this is a big step up for me, let's see where I rank against him? Or is it, I'm so excited to prove that I'm on this level and even further above?
You know, I'm ready, and I know that Dober's good, but I'm good too. You know, he's got 2 arms, he's got 2 legs, he bleeds like I bleed, and he could get knocked out like the rest of them.
What do you think of him as a fighter? I mean, he's a very good-looking guy, but actually he can be a bit of a dog in there as well. He can throw hands, he can get involved in a real scrap. What are you expecting from him come fight night?
Yeah, man, I was pumped when I got this fight because I've been a fan of his. You know, I've been watching him from the beginning, and then you know, being able to fight him now is a dream come true. You know, he is a dog. He's a dog, and I'm a dog, and it's gonna be a dog fight in there, and I don't lose dog fights.
Nice. Good luck.
I'm curious. You want to knock him out. You said he has the record for most knockouts in lightweight history shared with Dustin Poirier. What would it mean to knock out the guy who has the most knockouts in this division?
It would be huge, man. He's never been knocked out before, so I love to go in there and do something that nobody's ever done. You know, my last 2 guys, I gave them their first loss, and I'd be ecstatic to go in there and give Dober his first knockout loss.
Yeah, with that said, you know, you kind of look at like the fight with Terrence McKinney or something like that. You can have him really on the ropes, and he's still dangerous. So if you do get in a situation like that, how much of your fight IQ do you have to use to make sure you don't overcommit and walk into something that turns the tables?
You know, I know that he'll be there the whole time. So I got to put him out and be calculated in there, and that's something we've really been working with, me and Coach Longo. You know, he always likes to joke around and say, we're not going psycho in there, we're using our head. And, you know, I like to think of myself, I've always been a killer, but I'm a calculated killer now. I have many weapons, and I want to really go in there and display, you know, all my weapons.
And speaking of Ray Longo, can you tell us about this amazing shirt you're wearing?
Oh, yeah, right? This is the Lucky Ray Longo shirt. I've worn it for pretty much every fight I've been at for a long time now, for like 5 years. Anakin Florian podcast, shout out. And yeah, you know, this is the Godfather MMA, so I feel awesome repping him.
That's great. Thank you, man.
Matt back here. Matt, good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you. So this is going to be your second fight where you have home field advantage. What's it like fighting in front of a crowd that knows you, especially, you know, the last fight was in New York. You won by knockout, and now you're back in New Jersey. What's it like to have home court advantage once again?
It's awesome, man. You know, don't have to take a plane anywhere, not too far. And, you know, I love putting on for the home crowd, for my people. You know, the Northeast, we're built different over here, you know. And I can't wait to hear the steamroller chants going through the Prudential Center.
And what's it like, especially because you're going to be on the same crowd with your same card with your teammate Funkmaster? What's it like fighting on the same card, and especially during the entire training camp, training with him while he's preparing for a big title fight, and you know, being a part of that training camp and fighting on the same card as him? It's
a dream come true, man. Especially, you know, Aljo main event, Aljo Cejudo. That's a huge fight, and then just, you know, being in the gym training alongside the champ, you know, doing jiu-jitsu with him, doing boxing with him, you know, watching what he's doing and just feeding off it. His presence just elevates everyone in the room and fires everyone up. And, you know, we're lucky to have him and have a great team that, you know, supported each other.
Awesome. And could we mass produce that T-shirt so you can hand it out in New Jersey, please?
Yeah, you got to go to Anakin Florian podcast.
We're buying that. Thank you.
Matt, over here to your left. Last Friday, you had a chance to throw out the first pitch, Citi Field. How'd that come about?
Oh my God, that was awesome. So somehow I'm the Cohen's favorite fighter now. I'll give it to my brother. He got us field tickets for a Mets game last season, and I met Alex Cohen on the field, and we hit it off. She's an amazing person. She brought us up to the suite. We were able to meet Steve. Steve's an amazing person as well. And they love the local people, the local Mets fans. We've been lifelong Mets fans. We grew up at Shea Stadium, and now we're at Citi Field. And the Cohens support their own, and I'm really lucky that they're with me.
Now you threw it from the mound, not in front of the mound, so good job. What was the experience like? Obviously, your father was there. Your brother was the umpire, I believe, for that call. Just, what was it like having the whole family there with you for that moment?
Man, it was honestly it was a dream come true. Like still watching back in the footage, like I can't believe it. And I had a nice wind up. I was honestly a little nervous when I got out there. I got out to the mound, and I was like, man, this is like a little bit further than what I thought it was gonna be. But I'm an athlete. I nailed the wind up, and then my dad came in big. He went up and made the catch. I threw some high heat, and my dad made the catch, and then my brother still called it a strike. So it was a dream come true.
Who did you like the most on the Mets growing up, and any games that stand out to you that you went to as a fan?
I love David Wright, and he's my captain, and I'll always remember that play that he made when he ran out and caught that with his hand. He made that catch. So yeah, shout out David Wright, the captain.
Did you play baseball?
Yeah. Me and my brother grew up playing baseball, t-ball. I probably played baseball for like 10 years until I got to high school, and then I like to hit people, so I switched over to lacrosse because I could run down people and hit people. So I think that probably explains a lot.
Matt, over here. So you got to, obviously, he was part of this Mets opportunity. I saw you were talking with Kodai Senga, right?
Oh, yeah.
What was that like, getting to talk to the Ghost Fork and the new pitcher here?
Oh, it was so cool. I'm a huge fan of Senga, and I was having him teach me how to throw the Ghost Fork, and I was telling him I was going to throw it for the first pitch. He was like, no, you're going to throw it in the dirt. But he was the man. He actually spoke very good English, and he was into the UFC as well. I told him I was fighting, and he'll be tuning in.
Did you talk with any other Mets when you were there?
Yeah, I talked with Nito. Nito's a good buddy. He said he'll be at the fight as well. Guillorme will be at the fights, and hopefully, and the Cohens will be at the fights.
What has it been like for you? Kind of, you're starting to become a little bit of like a local celebrity, and that for you being a big sports fan, of course, like, what's that like for you?
Yeah, it's funny even saying that. It sounds weird, but I mean, it's awesome. Like, if I could, get out of this, get into the Mets game, throwing the first pitch out. Now we got to swoop in on the Jets next, and I already got to the Islanders game, so it's amazing.
You were hitting up Mekhi Becton, right, on Twitter, trying to get the Jets tickets there.
Yeah, we'll get to a Jets game this season.
Okay. Rank your local teams.
Well, I got Mets, Jets, Islanders, and I'm going for the Knicks. The Knicks are looking great right now. It's awesome.
Now, as far as the Long Island contingent, because of you and Aljo, how much kind of local support are you expecting to come out from Long Island to New Jersey?
A good amount. I think a lot of people are making their way out here, and then even the Jersey people will be out here and show out for us. I think the Northeast, we all stick together. And we're all gonna, root each other on.
Thank you.
What thoughts on Aaron Rodgers then coming to the Jets?
Yeah, right. It's gonna be big. Super Bowl bound.
Hey Matt, over here. What's up, Matt?
What up?
Just wondering, dude. I've seen on like Instagram, Twitter, you're putting a big emphasis on cardio. It seems. Am I overlooking that, or is that a big part of this camp?
I always focus on cardio because but I always say about cardio, in a fight, everyone gets tired. Everybody gets tired in a fight, but it's who's comfortable there, who has been there in training, who can fight through it, who can keep their technique, who can keep going. So I get there in training, and I'm comfortable there, and that's when the dog comes out, the calculated killer dog.
And White Lotus theme song or Timmy Trumpets?
It's got to be the Trumpets. The Trumpets is that's my song now.
I'm in front of you here. I'm wondering, you talk about Aljo a bit, and there's talk that maybe his days at 135, regardless of the result this weekend, might be coming to an end. How do you think he fares up at 145?
Man, I think he'll do great there. I think Aljo could strangle anybody in the world. And even when I roll with him, I'm like, oh man, like I might have to go down a weight class. Like he's strong, he's long, and he's the bantamweight GOAT in my opinion. He's gonna prove that to everyone come Saturday night.
Do you think that the perception is that perhaps Cejudo might be the bantamweight GOAT with fans at the moment?
Yeah, he could be up there, but I think it's gonna be no doubt, and Aljo's gonna get the respect that he deserves.
For you, are you happy with your activity of late the last couple of years, or would you like to have kind of got out a bit earlier this year after like a very quick result the last time? Would you have preferred maybe get out in March or something like that?
Yeah, I always would like to, fight a little bit more, but everything all works out the way it's supposed to, and if that were to happen, I wouldn't be here. So,
you called out Paddy Pimblett after your last fight. Not a great deal has really kind of changed since then. I know that Jared Gordon kind of had a good scrap with him, and now he's out for a while. Is he still someone who's on your radar?
Oh yeah, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before I serve him the humble pie that he needs. He needs it, and who better to serve that to him than me?
Why do you think he needs it?
Because I mean, look at the way he handled that last win, and he needs to be humbled.
Why the air quotes? You don't think he won it?
When I watched the fight the night of, I thought Jared won, but I knew it was a close fight. It was a close fight, and in a close fight, you can't be mad. In a close fight, some guys think he won, some guys think he won, and it was a split decision, right? Yeah. So I mean, it was a close fight. He got the nod, and you gotta look at it that way. You gotta say, all right, that was a great fight. It could have gone either way. I got the win. Instead, he kind of acted like his shit don't stink, and I'm gonna remind him that it does.
You and Jared both kind of New Yorkers. You gotta get revenge for him a little bit.
I know, and I will.
Thank you,
Matt. What's going on? One more question. Good to see you, man. So your last two fights, two spectacular knockouts, first round against undefeated opponents. One common denominator there was your corner. It stayed the same both those fights. You got the cheese roller, you got the squid, Billy Q, and you got the Godfather, Ray Longo. Tell us about that dynamic and how that's kind of helped you reach the level that you are now.
Yeah. I don't think of myself as like a superstitious guy. I try not to, but if it's not broke, don't fix it. And this corner, we're vibing. Longo's, he's the man. What he says does. He leads me. He's our fearless leader. And then me and Billy Q has started this from the beginning. We fought on my first fight ever when I was 21 years old as an amateur. It was Billy Q's second amateur fight, and that was back when we were like dreaming of being UFC fighters. And now we're here. So he'll always be with me. I help him out. He helps me out. And then we got my brother, the cheese roller. I kind of just like him around, carrying my bags and whatnot. So.
Hey, Matt, over here on your left. Can you talk about Drew Dober's skill set and what's the biggest challenge like facing him?
Yeah, he's a very skilled Muay Thai fighter. He's got a lot of experience. He's also a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, and he's got some wrestling. But he'll be shooting. Once I start lighting him up, he'll be shooting. But he wants to stand. He wants to bang, and I'm prepared for it. He's got a lot of power. He's a stocky guy, real strong. But so am I. I'm prepared for everything that he's going to bring, and I'm excited for it.
And then the other question for me is, can you? How many people are you expecting, like friends, family, to be here for you?
We'll see. I always got a rowdy crew. The team rollers like to party in a steamroller fight, so it'll be fun. Everybody shows up. Everybody enjoys themselves, and we have a great fight, and then we party afterwards. Thanks, guys.